Welcome to Star Wars Squadrons. In this video we are going through some tips and tricks that you guys will need to know if you are going to get yourself into this game. Starting off, there are two different factions. You have the New Republic and you have the Galactic Empire. Each have their own starfighters. I'm pretty sure they're balanced so they're fairly equal either side. Then we have 3 online game modes that are available right now. I don't know if they plan to add more in at any point in the future. But if we pop into this tab, you also have training, practice, fleet battles, tutorial. But the first one we have is dogfight. 2 squadrons will duel for superiority in starfighter only battles across the galaxy. So you have different maps to play on, and it's basically your typical PvP, 5v5. And if I remember correctly, it is first to 30 kills will win the fight. Play in this game mode, each match doesn't last too long. I'm going to say around 10-15 minutes per match. But it's pretty good if you want to get in to some online battles and you want to do like the New Republic versus Galactic Empire, and like this is pretty much the most basic of game modes you will come across. Then we do have fleet battles versus AI, which is a squadron of 5 and then you have an enemy squadron of 5 and you have your own flagship. So if you are playing as the New Republic, you will have to take down the Star Destroyer, but there are kind of like several waves. You each take it in turns to, for an example, you go for 2 ships at first and then you have to defend and then you attack the Star Destroyer. You have to defend your flagship. There's kind of like a back and forth attacking and defending waves until one of the flagships is taken down. And you can play this mode either matchmaking, so you can play it co-op, or you can have AI allies. So it'll be you, 4 AI allies, and then a team of 5 AI enemies. Then you have the ranked fleet battles, which will be exactly the same, but it will be against other online players, and you can see at the bottom, this mode is disabled until you reach level 5. At the main menu, there will be a tab called Challenges, and make sure you are paying attention to this, because you will have daily challenges, and they will all have an operation challenge that you are eventually working your way towards unlocking. So you can see on the screen right now, daily challenges, Starfighter, complete 3 dogfight matches. You are awarded glory for this. You can then go and use the glory to unlock legendary outfits and other things like that. The operation challenge will give you the epic Symbol of Hope helmet by completing 20 daily challenges before the operations end. You can see it ends in 60 days. And the challenges refresh every single day. The next one for me is in 7 hours 21 minutes. So next up, we are in the New Republic Hangar, and this is where you can customize your pilot, so you can change how they look. There are several different customization options, but as you'll see, as well as changing the head, you have helmets that you can wear, you have bodies, there's only 2 body types, like thick or thin basically. Flight suits, then you've got tops, bottoms, gloves, emotes, victory poses, and then you can change the voice. So moving into the Starfighter, you can go and inspect it if you want to. I'll show you quickly. You just pretty much get to see the cockpit and how it's going to look. So this is what it's going to look like inside a Starfighter. If we come out of this and we go into the actual customization, you can see here that I have greens and reds. I've changed some of the things. It's so important to customize your Starfighters to your personal playstyle. You do get a couple of loadouts for each one. You can see I've got loadout 1 and 2. But if we take a look at this is the components that you'll get to upgrade. You have your primary weapon, your left auxiliary, right auxiliary, countermeasures, hull, shields, and engine. So if we go into the primary weapon, there are 5 you can choose for with the X-Wing. And I've personally gone with the guided burst cannon. It's auto aim burst fire, and it's a pretty good weapon. But then you can change everything like repair droids. And these components here, the 7 you see on screen, these are used for your left and your right. And that's why you see 2 that are equipped. But you get some cool things like you've got the emergency repair, you can get a concussion missile, assault shields. And then in the countermeasures, this is what you're going to use to kind of put enemy missiles off their lock-in and things like that. And then if we move into the hull, you can see I've got the reinforced one. It gives me 60% maximum health, but it lowers my maneuverability and my acceleration. So my personal playstyle is to kind of be as strong as I possibly can. I'm not too worried about speed and maneuverability and stuff. Then with the shields, I went for the overloaded ones. Your shield doesn't actually regen at all if it's depleted, but you do take less damage from both primary and auxiliary damage. And then you have the engine, so you can change the max speed, the acceleration, and things like that. So make sure you are focusing on your starfighter customization. It's incredibly important. And you'll see that it says acquire with one of these blocks, I forget what they're called. And you'll see in the top right that I have one. And then I've got 600 glory. Glory is used to unlock like legendary outfits and heads and stuff. But the little blocks you use to unlock these, you will earn when you level up. And then if we right bumper over, you can change the paint job. And you do get some cool ones that completely change how they look. Then we also have some decals. We have some holograms that would sit on the right hand side. Then we've got some dashboard things you can see on the left hand side of the screen that's changing. And then we also have a hanging flare on the right hand side. You'll see like a medical droid figurine. So it's just weird little customization things, but the main one you're wanting to focus on is the actual components, because they will help you when you are doing online battles. I'm not sure if you can use these in the story or anything like that. And when you get those blocks that are at the top right of the screen, when you get those, you can use them on any component you want across any of your ships. And then in game, we have several functions that are going to help you out a hell of a lot when you are playing battles. And I play on Xbox, so that's the controls I'll be talking about. So you might want to look at your controls and see what they are on your platform. But when you are in-game, your right trigger is to fire, your left trigger will automatically pick the target that you're looking at. So if you're looking at an enemy there, 800 meters away, you press your left trigger, it's going to lock onto that target. You can also double tap A and it will target your attacker, so someone that's attacking you. If no one is attacking you, then it kind of just picks an enemy at random. But it's incredibly helpful to lock onto enemies so that you can kind of maneuver your way around and find exactly where they're going and then eventually take them down. If you hold back, select, or whatever you want to call it on the controller, you can see your loadout at any time in a match. So it will tell you exactly what all of the buttons will do. So B's for your countermeasures, right triggers to fire. It will tell you what weapons and stuff you've got equipped. That will be handy if you're not used to the starfighter you're in and you're having a hard time remembering what's going on. I used it quite a lot when I first started using this X-Wing. Then you are able to control the speed of your starfighter with your left analog stick, so you can basically increase the power of the throttle. And you can also use left on the D-pad, which will increase your speed and put all of your resources into the engine to give you like a little speed boost. Or you can use up on the D-pad to increase the cooldown rate of your weapons. And then you can use right on the D-pad to increase your shield capabilities. So basically your ship is more tanky, but it's only a brief sort of increase to those like powers. And not only that, you need to pay attention to it, because when you're in your ship, you can see, I believe in the X-Wing it's on the left-hand side, you'll see the bars. You'll see blue, red and green. If you put all of your resources into your engine so you get that extra bit of speed, then your weapons and your shields will be a lot lower, because it's basically going to take the resources from those and put them into your speed. So pressing down on your D-pad will reset all of those back to neutral so that your ship is just completely balanced. When you are playing the game, moving your left analog stick left and right will spin your starfighter around, and your right analog stick is what you're going to use to turn your starfighter, so you should only really be using your left stick when you are trying to evade enemy fire, or if you're maneuvering away from debris and other enemy starfighters. And then the last tip for this video, when you are in a dogfight, you need to be patient. Don't panic and start using your countermeasures straight away as soon as you hear bleeping and stuff. If there is debris in your flight path, you can use that to maneuver your way out of a missile's line of sight. And don't always have your starfighter on full throttle unless you are safe and you need to get somewhere fast, or if you're chasing down an enemy or something, because having your throttle at half power is going to give you the best agility you can get when you are flying your starfighter. And that is going to do it for the tips. I am possibly looking at doing a review for this. I might get some PvP gameplay, or the fleet battle versus AI. Might get some gameplay in there with Con and Pete. And I'm not sure what the story actually involves, so we'll have to see. But I think out of the story, the most I'm going to be doing pretty much is going to be a review. But there will be more content for this game, so if you are interested, make sure you are subscribed to the channel with all notifications turned on. And that's going to do it for this one. I will see you in the next video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for watching.